Gateway Sports Medicine has grown leaps and bounds to provide quality health care for everyone in Laredo and the surrounding areas, providing multiple sports medicine services for adults and children. Now we welcome Dr. Eduardo Garza, our new sports medicine physician, to our team, helping the athletes of Laredo be at the peak of their performance. Dr. Eduardo Garza brings his knowledge and experience to Gateway Community Health Center. With school around the corner, get your star athlete checked out today and welcome Dr. Eduardo Garza to Gateway Sports Medicine.
Welcome to Gateway Today, the show that talks all things Gateway Community Health Center. I'm your host, David Cash Vasquez, and as you know, Gateway Today brings you all things related to Gateway Community Health Center, and there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to celebrate as we recently just graduated our latest cohort of physicians right here in the Gateway City through our residency program. As you may or may not know, Gateway Community Health Center has partnered with Laredo Medical Center and the University of Incarnate Word Osteopathic School of Medicine to produce our very own doctors. And recently we got a chance to graduate those physicians at the Laredo Country Club. Plus, we're excited because 3 of our clinics have all been updated and upgraded with the latest technology, courtesy of our Congressman, Henry Cuellar, who has appropriated funding to make sure this became a reality. South Clinic, Zapata Clinic, and our Hebbronville Clinic all benefited, and we'll talk about that event and that ribbon cutting. And you may remember our very own Dr. Daniel Garza, Laredo's only pediatric neurologist, got a chance to talk to families who are dealing with autism at a genetic conference put together by Area Health Education Center. We got a chance to catch up with Dr. Garza, and we'll talk to him along with the rest of the group coming up in this episode of Gateway Today. We got a lot of show to cover, so make sure you don't move. Keep it locked where you got it. Gateway Today starts now. Well, as part of the programming here at Gateway Community Health Center, our residency program has been able to make our own doctors. In partnership with the Laredo Medical Center and the University of Incarnate Word Osteopathic School of Medicine, we've been able to create doctors for our very own community, and we got a chance to celebrate our latest graduates from our residency program right here at Gateway Community Health Center. Check it out.
Today we're graduating 8 new physicians from our family medicine residency program here at Gateway Community Health Center, and 8 internal medicine physicians that are graduating also from Gateway Community Health Center, and the program with the University of Incarnate Word School of Osteopathic Medicine and Laredo Medical Center. Those are our partners in this wonderful effort for first time in Laredo's history, making our own physicians to work and live here in Laredo. We're a medically underserved area of our state, especially along the border, and Laredo here is especially hard hit. So we're always recruiting new physicians, new family medicine physicians, new primary care, new specialty physicians. So that's why this program is so important for our future here in Laredo for medical care. I've been talking to some of the parents. They're very proud of their sons and daughters who had over 20 years of schooling to get to this point in their life. And now they're starting their medical career, and we're very proud of them, very excited for the future. Yes, we have Dr. Isha Mahmood, who will be joining us as a core faculty member in the family medicine residency program. And Dr. David Catano will be joining us also in our family practice here at Gateway Community Health Center.
So we're celebrating the graduation of the internal medicine residents and the family medicine residents. We host them on the outpatient clinic in Gateway Center. And we are graduating 8 and 8, so 16 new doctors. This is the 3rd class that we're graduating. We are producing our own doctors, so that's the importance. We are serving the community in the clinics, in the hospitals, so it's so important because we are producing our own doctors. So I train 8 of them. From each class is like 2, 3, and 3, more or less. And they come to a clinic, they see the patients with me, and of course we learn as we go. We teach them medicine, but also how to deal with the patients, how to treat them, and it keeps us up to date, so that's great. We want them to learn that compassion, advocacy for the patients, and of course we want them to learn the community and to stay. We would love them to stay here in the community to serve this underserved community that is Laredo.
Yes, my name is Isha Mahmood, MD, Family Medicine. I always tell everyone I've been so fortunate to have been given the opportunity to match here in this residency program. One of the greatest things about this program is the faculty we have, the preceptors, the attendings, our program directors, and the great patient population that we have to take care of. It's mixed emotions. I'm excited, sad to be leaving the residency program, but also excited to start this new journey of treating the patients that I know and love here in Laredo especially. Well, one thing is, again, the patient population. I've built such a great relationship with them while I've been here during my residency for the past 3 years, and I'm looking forward to continuing that relationship with them. The great thing about our program is that we do get to see all spectrum patients, from little newborns to adults to geriatrics. That's something I'm really, really looking forward to, is continuing that patient relationship even though I'm graduating from the program. Oh, the community here is so wonderful. They're so welcoming. I'm so appreciative of any little thing we can do for them. They've really become like family. The patients I see every day in clinic, they call me Mija, they call me Doctora. That's really, really sweet. I love the patient population here.
David Catano, MD, Family Medicine Resident, PGY3. This is my last year. Okay, so first I started my residency in Chicago. I did there 2 years. Unfortunately, over there they closed, the program closed. Then Laredo welcoming me here to the residency program in family medicine. I started as a second year, and then I have been doing 2 years in the residency program. Great experience here. Faculty and other attendings and even the patients are so welcoming that I feel that as my first day. Every day throughout the 2 years, I have been feeling like that feeling, which is give us happiness to serve the population here in Laredo and work with these doctors. Like emotion, it's great to be part of the team. Now that I'm done, I'm gonna continue serving here in Laredo, or population here, because I just fell in love with Laredo and everybody here. I like to work with every single people here, even doctors, patients, even the CEO or like higher ups. Like everybody, it's like a family, and it's hard to find this in other cities. Like here, city of Laredo is special. Okay, so one of the purposes is just definitely serve the underserved community here in Laredo, because I feel like we need more doctors here in Laredo, and this city has been welcoming everybody, and they appreciate you as a person, as a doctor. So that's how it's like an engine. It's like you just gonna stay here trying to do your best serving our community. Another thing that I want to do as a faculty is just to help to grow our residency program. It's a pretty new program. Well, it's already like 4 to 5 years, but I think there is a lot of room for improvement. But everybody who stays here in Laredo, I think we're gonna do a change, and the residency program needs to. This is a great residency program, and if we put a piece, we're just gonna build this program as one of the best in the nation.
What an exciting time for these physicians who will now continue their career in medicine. We'll even have our very own physicians right here in the Gateway City, courtesy of our residency program right here at Gateway Community Health Center. Well, moving on, we got a chance to cut the ribbon at the South Clinic, Zapata Clinic, and our Hebbronville Clinic, courtesy of funding brought to us by our Congressman Henry Cuellar. Check it out.
We're celebrating the accomplishment of expanding 3 clinics and remodeling 3 clinics and getting new equipment in 3 clinics. The first one that we held this morning was a ribbon cutting at our South Clinic in Laredo, Texas. That was an expenditure of Gateway in conjunction with some federal funding that we received from Congressman Henry Cuellar of $1.5 million. It really changed the aspect of the clinic, and we can give more and better patient care for all our patients that are going to our Laredo South Clinic. And then we traveled to Zapata, and there we had a great event in Zapata, the same thing. Congressman Cuellar appropriated some funding for expansion, remodeling, and getting a generator, a very important piece of equipment that we need for our clinic. Sometimes there's inclement weather, there are tornadoes, there are storms, and there's freezes. So we're trying to make sure that we can stay with power, and that generator is going to be a lifesaver for us in Zapata. And now we're here in Hebbronville. We just finished the groundbreaking, the ribbon cutting for our Hebbronville clinic. Same thing, we expanded, we remodeled, we painted, we changed floors, and got new equipment for our wonderful clinic here in Hebbronville. And we also got a generator here that will be a very valuable tool for us here to continue servicing our patients. Whatever weather is here, we'll always have power using these wonderful generators that we got through funding from Congressman Henry Cuellar.
You know, my parents were migrant workers. I'm the oldest of 8 kids. They did not have health insurance. So it was difficult when somebody would get sick. So I know from a first-hand knowledge how important it is to make sure that there is a place where people can get medical care if they don't have insurance or don't have the resources. This is why when you, especially in the rural areas, for example, here in Jim Hog, where we're at right now, Jim Hog, this is the only clinic right here, the only clinic that provides services to Jim Hog, to Hebbronville. So it becomes very important. I've seen that firsthand, where people just don't have the money to buy insurance. And therefore, I'm going to continue making sure that we provide monies for more services, but also build new clinics. And think about this in Webb County. We put a new clinic at the Laredo College in the south side. We're going to build a new one in the Rio Bravo at Cenizo also. Look at, for example, the new Gateway Clinic on the west side and the Mines Road. So we're building a lot of clinics to make sure that the people that are underserved have a place to go and get care, whether it's primary care, dental, behavior, whatever, women's clinics, care also. So this is why I continue fighting for this, because there's a need and we're going to fill that need.
So we work hand in hand with our Congressman Henry Cuellar through his work there in Washington, D.C. to try and bring more funds and additional resources to these clinics so that we can be competitive, not only with the health care, but you have to be competitive in terms of being able to acquire the staff. So you have to be able to pay working wages and be competitive with the other healthcare facilities throughout the state. I've had the honor and privilege of representing South Laredo for many, many years. And healthcare is very, very important, particularly to the folks in the South. And Gateway has been providing that healthcare for a long time. And I have a long relationship with Gateway and the CEO. And so it was important to me to be here this morning for the rededication, so to speak, of the remodeling of this facility, and it is beautiful.
Well, I think overall we do a great job in providing medical care, dental care, and behavioral health care in all our clinics. We have some excellent staff. Claudio Ruiz here at our Hebbronville clinic, Rafa Garcia, Norma Guerra, and Dr. Galvan, our dentist in Zapata. They do a great job. Of course, all our providers in Laredo. And of course, we have 5 clinics, soon to be 6 clinics, soon to be 7 clinics. in Laredo. We're very pleased with the progress that we're making to take care of more and more patients, especially those patients most in need, those that without any insurance. However, we do take insured patients. We take Medicare, Medicaid patients. We take patients with Blue Cross Blue Shield, Cigna, Aetna. So we take insured patients, but our mission is to take care of the uninsured population in the communities that we serve. I love my job. It's taking care of patients. We turn no one away, regardless of their ability to pay, and that is very fulfilling for all of us here at Gateway.
Extremely thankful for the funding from our Congressman Henry Cuellar, who appropriated funding for the remodeling of these clinics. Our patients are going to benefit all across the Tri-Counties, and we couldn't be more thankful. Well, moving on, we got a chance to speak to parents who are dealing with autism. We're gonna talk about more of that and how Dr. Daniel Garza got a chance to lead a talk to parents right here in the Gateway City. More of that on the way, along with more Gateway Today. Don't move.
Remember, you are not alone. If there is a crisis, call 988. We answer in English and Spanish. This is a crisis and suicide hotline. You are not alone. 988.
You're not alone. You're loved. Call the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Dial 988. You're loved. We need you here.
To all my veteran brothers and sisters, just so you know, you're not alone. Dial 988, Suicide Crisis Hotline.
Hello everyone, I'm Jesus Torres. I'm retired Assistant Chief of Police from the City of Laredo after 38 years of service. So I'm here in support of Coalition 988, Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. You are not alone. And I'm telling this to the entire community here, all retired police officers, active law enforcement, all motorcyclists out there that we have. I belong to a couple of clubs of motorcycles. So, you know, we're out there, you're not alone. If you have any issues, just pick up the line, 988 is the time to call.
Para todas las personas que estén sufriendo de crisis mentales, con ideas suicidas, siempre pueden llamar al 988 a cualquier hora durante los 365 días del año. Recuerden, no están solos.
Remember, you're not alone. Please call 988 for help.
Recuerda que no estás solo, eres importante. Si necesitas ayuda, llama al 988.
Don't forget this phone number, 988. You are not alone. There are plenty of resources available for us to help you. Remember, asking for help is a sign of bravery. 988, 24/7, help is out there for you.
No están solos, llamen.
988.
We ask everyone to dial 988.
You are not alone.
Well, before the break, we told you about Dr. Daniel Garza speaking to parents who are dealing with autism. Well, back in April, we got a chance to speak to parents at the Genetics and Resources Conference put together by the Area Health Education Center. Dr. Daniel Garza was a featured presenter. Of course, Laredo's only pediatric neurologist got a chance to talk to parents. Check it out.
I'm Dr. Daniel Garza. I'm a pediatric neurologist working for the Gateway Clinic in Laredo, Texas. Well, this is basically to increase the awareness of the existence of these disorders, to basically make people conscious that there are resources locally to help us diagnose and treat some of these conditions. Genetics, unfortunately, the resource is not local, but we have good contacts with different centers that will give you a genetic diagnosis. And as far as autism, we can deal with that locally. Same thing, the objective is to raise awareness on the one hand about the relatively recent dramatic increase in the incidence of autism. I think it is a reality. It's not. There are debates in the literature, as we have seen in previous talks, as to whether this is real or is just a change in the way we're diagnosing autism. But you know, with me being here local in Laredo for the past 25 years, I can categorically say that the incidence has risen dramatically, and we'll show some evidence to that fact. Well, the main thing is to call things by the proper name. I think that's really important for people to understand, what the child's diagnosis is, so that the treatment options can be addressed and chosen. We normally have the parents be a participant in the decision-making process as to whether to intervene with some tests or treatments, be it medical, behavioral, or a combination of both. Well, through their primary care doctor, they should seek counsel, and it will be up to the primary care doctor to decide whether to refer the patient to a specialist or subspecialist, as in my case, so that we can make a definitive diagnosis and discuss treatment options and long-term prognosis to an extent. Well, mostly in my case, treatment options, connecting with different agencies and institutions that help people that have children with autism on the one part, pharmacological management of some of the difficulties that they encounter in children with autism, such as hyperactivity or aggression, sleep disorders, epilepsy. All of these things occur with far more increased incidence in these families. Well, there is help, there is support. We care about these kids. We've been doing this for many decades. We can give them a pretty good idea as to how to best deal with this diagnosis, give them options to improve or try to achieve the best possible, achieve the greatest potential that these children may achieve. It's not a disease, it's a developmental disorder, so we try to optimize that potential.
Dr. Julie Bassan, Executive Director of the Area Health Education Center. This conference is very unique and very special, not just for our community, but more so for families that have children with autism or developmental delays. And what we have tried to do over the years now for 10 years is get our families to come to this resource fair so that they walk away with services, information that are available in the community, the latest information in regards to research about genetic testing, diagnosis, and also methods to better manage the situation at home or at work or at school. The families will have contact with the experts that are very willing to share information. These are experts that come from out of town, from Baylor College of Medicine, and also we're fortunate to have Dr. Garza, our local pediatrician that specializes in autism at Gateway Community Health Center. So the three experts are here answering questions, networking with the parents, listening to their situation, but more so sharing the latest on the research advancements on this issue. The conference is offered at no cost, thanks to the multiple partners that we have been able to attract to form a community with one mission in mind, and that is to serve all the families, children, individuals that are dealing with this situation. And I say situation because it impacts the entire community. It's not just the child, it's not just the family, it impacts us all together. So it's a benefit that we bring this conference because of the fact that it offers these communities, these families, hope. For me, that future looks like everyone in this community being made aware of the signs and symptoms of people that have autism, and being not just aware, but accepting and accommodating their needs. So how do we do that? By educating the entire community. Although I can't offer you medical service, but I know that autism creates sometimes barriers for people to go into places or take their children. But if we all become educated about autism and what's available, then we learn to be empathetic with others and offer them hope. So the future for our community in regards to autism and developmental delays is that we all support one another and help them raise their children.
Dr. Sandra Contreras, the Chief Behavioral Health Officer at Gateway Community Health Center. Our conference has been very informative, especially learning, how genetics does influence different types of behavior. I really enjoyed our second conversation about creating a one-page description for patients. So I definitely think a lot of the information that I have learned today I will use in educating the parents of the children that we serve in terms of educating them on what aspect of their children's behavior can be genetic or influenced by environment or personal choice, as well as being able to support parents in how to advocate for the needs of their children when they're receiving different types of services out in the community. Yeah, so our behavioral health department and other departments in Gateway Community Health Center could definitely be of support for families of children with intellectual disabilities and autism. As part of our behavioral health department, we do have our psychiatric side. So we do have our child and adolescent psychiatrist and adult psychiatrist that will be starting with us very soon. So that will be of us a great support. In terms of our therapy side and professional counseling services, we can certainly help families be able to help manage children's behaviors and be of support to them and how to guide them through those things. And of course, Dr. Garza is going to be a very important asset in our team where he could definitely provide those diagnoses and treatment for our families. So I definitely understand that with the limited resources that we already have in our community, it could definitely feel discouraging in the sense that, parents might feel that there isn't support out there. But I just want them to know that they are welcome here at Gateway. It is a good place to start, and even if there might be limited resources within our clinic, our providers are well versed in other services around the community where we can make that contact and we can make those referrals alongside still receiving services with our clinic and working with other community partners to better serve the families and their needs.
If you're a family dealing with autism, epilepsy, or ADHD, and you have questions about these disorders, visit gatewaychc.com and set up that appointment with Dr. Daniel Garza, who can help answer those questions for you. Well, that's going to do it for this installment of Gateway Today. As always, we want to remind you, if you want to catch a full rewind of this episode or any of our other episodes, make sure you head over to our YouTube channel and simply search Gateway Community Health Center. As always, we remind you that Gateway and its doors are always open to all, no matter if you have insurance or don't have insurance or an ability to pay for coverage. We provide the highest quality medical, dental, and behavioral health care to all. So visit us at gatewaychc.com. As always, thank you again for watching Gateway Today. We thank you and remind you, remember, your health is your wealth, so take care of it.
Gateway Sports Medicine brinda atención de calidad en Laredo y las áreas cercanas, ofreciendo servicios de medicina deportiva para todas las edades. Le damos la bienvenida al Dr. Eduardo Garza, médico de medicina deportiva. El Dr. Garza brinda su experiencia a Gateway Community Health Center, lo cual ayudará a sus pacientes a que continúen siendo atletas de alto rendimiento. Con el regreso a clases, evalúe a su atleta estrella hoy y dele la bienvenida al Dr. Eduardo Garza a Gateway Sports Medicine.